No worries. So, hi everyone. My name is Radiowalli from Lyca Radio and Lyca Radio Gold. Firstly, thank you so much for the time. What an exciting time for you guys. How are you all feeling about this?
Very, 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 very excited. Like we watched 2 episodes yesterday, and we met a lot of journalists who have watched way more than us, and we have major FOMO.
We're so overwhelmed.
Yeah, we're very, very overwhelmed.
But yeah, we've got an appreciation, and what we saw ourselves on screen was like pure magic. So we are thrilled. We're like over the moon.
And we're Sanjay Leela Bhansali fans, so we're like dying to see it ourselves.
I can normally it's either the journalists or the press or the media or even the public who have FOMO. So Aditi, when you say you have FOMO, it's nice to hear the reversal for this time round. I'm also a huge fan of Sanjayji's work, and I've had the pleasure and the honor of meeting him and sitting in a room and having an interview with him for almost 30 minutes, which I was told is probably the longest any journalist has ever had. So for me, that was definitely an honor for me. And Aditi, this is obviously now your second period drama with Sanjay Ji. So how does the time between the last one and this one feel for you?
Too long. I wish I could have done them all. But having said that, like just being in front of him is very, very special. Him, like the challenges he throws at you, the belief he has in you, what he wants to make you do, where he wants to take you with it. And also because it's a show, and it's 8 episodes, for us, it's like doing 4 films with him. You know, we got that much more time with him, and it was really, really magical. The immersive experience, coming every day to that incredibly beautiful set, living our characters, and each of us love what we have played. I mean, we love the girls we have played.
Yeah.
There was also this amazing chemistry and dynamic that he created on set, but great directors do that. They create these immersive experiences. Sanjay sir loves his actors, but he also pushes us in a more than can be imagined, because he wants us to do our best. And I think that's what makes it really, really exciting for us.
Obviously, when you worked with him historically, and as you said, the gap has been too long. So even as an audience, it's exciting for us to see you back on a set with Sanjay Ji, and also it's another period drama. Yeah. So what would you say the difference between then and now has been? Is it, in terms of the growth, the advantages you've had? Because now, as I said, it's a second period drama for you and Sanjay Ji. So how would you say the difference has been between now and then?
I mean, there's a comfort in knowing Sanjay sir and having been around him. But honestly, your context is so different. I mean, when was that set? That was a completely different context. And when is this set? Also, this is led by women. It's so many women. It's a completely different story. Also, this is based in kind of based in history. And also it is kind of a coming together of a world that is so Sanjay Leela Bhansali in terms of his own love and knowledge of dance, music, courtesans who he loves deeply, courtesans and their stories. It is very evocative for him. So here there is everything: poetry, dance, music, aesthetic, lots of women and their stories, women and their emotional graphs. All of it is Sanjay sir's, like it's literally the crown that he wears.
It's his honor, isn't it? And he's known for always celebrating womanhood.
Absolutely. He celebrates it. He knows it. It's true to who he is. It's true to everything that encapsulates his legendary world. So it was incredible to be a part of that vision. I really felt very blessed.
No, and I completely agree. I think Sanjay Ji is infamously known for celebrating womanhood. I mean, the fact that he uses his mother's name as part of his own identity. Absolutely. And he's not afraid to go there and explore what can be seen as dark lines or negative lines. And some of his films like Gangubai Kathiawadi, which is probably one of my favorites,
never judges his
volumes, doesn't it?
Yeah. He never judges his characters, and especially his women.
Yeah, and I think that's quite reassuring, especially in 2024. And it's so exciting to see an incredible female-led cast where it's just about women shining and being celebrated. Sonakshi, coming on to you. Firstly, I'm a huge fan of your work. Absolutely love your role. I think the fact that you've gone and done films like Excel, which I think just really resonated with so many women, not just within India, but around the globe. So a huge fan of your work, but also your dad's. I mean, Senior
Thank
Sinha
you.
he's known as the ultimate villain roles across, the decades. So I was very excited. In fact, I think after Excel, where I saw a little bit of that feistiness come through, more in your character, I was literally saying to the universe, abhi ek aisi movie dikha do जिसमें we can see, Sonakshi in that villain wala role and, really sort of pay tribute to her dad's legacy. So I'm super excited to see you in that role. How does it feel for you to step into that?
Thank you. I've been waiting to do it. I've been just waiting to do it. And I'm so glad that Sanjay sir really pictured me in this role. I don't know how or why, but I'm just glad that he did. Because I don't have a bone of Faridan in my body. And just the fact that he gave me such an amazing character to play. And yes, you're right. My dad started off as a villain. So there was always a wish that I really wanted to play a negative character, a dark character, a villainous character. And I'm so glad that it happened with Faridan in a magnum opus like Heera Mandi. I think I couldn't have asked for anything else. And it's just turned out way more than I had ever imagined. So I'm so, so happy and truly grateful to Sanjay sir for really giving me something and portraying me in a way that the world has never seen me before.
And I think, I'm hoping that this is going to open up a whole new chapter for you in terms of the kind of roles you get to see, because I do think you're probably one of the most versatile actors that we see on a screen, and I'm really happy that you finally get to play this sort of villain role and really bring it to light, because for me dialogues like थप्पड़ से डर नहीं लगता साहिब, प्यार से लगता है, and now we're going to hear dialogues like ये शाही महल, sorry I'm seeing dialogues like that, and now we'll get to hear you with dialogues like ye shahi mahal
Khuda hum hai.
So it's a transformation. So super excited. And obviously there's a lot of clashes with Manisha ji as well, and her unpredictable character. How has that been for you? Because again, she's another legendary actress in her rights.
Of course, I respect her so much. I love her work so much. And, I was thrilled when I found out that I'm going to be sharing the same with her. Really, it was just such an honor. And I think she's such a wonderful, warm, genuine person. She's been very encouraging to all of us, really, who have worked with her on this series. And, she was always like that one figure who we all looked up to. So she's been amazing to work with. Of course, I feel nothing of what I had to portray on screen, but that was the fun of it. Towards her, I felt nothing of that sort. I was only completely in awe of her. But while acting those scenes out, and we're always constantly, there's a face-off with our characters, and to portray that was super fun, because when you have a good actor in front of you, who's just you're feeding off each other's energy, they're giving you something to bounce back on, as opposed to not having a good actor. Like you're kind of lost. You're carrying everything on your own. But when there's an actor of her caliber, it just makes life so much easier for you. And it was beautiful just to be able to be in the same frame as her.
I think for as an audience, again, we're really looking forward to seeing that chemistry come alive, and I think the feistiness of both the characters is definitely theater ko aag laga degi. So super excited for that one.
Chemistry is only explosions, fireworks between the two of them.
And with the star cast lineup that we've got, I have zero doubt in my mind that this is definitely going to dhoom machao. And I think the fact that it's not it's a series on Netflix and not in theatre, I don't think that's going to have any reflection. Personally, I think this will probably do just as well, if not even better.
I think we're reaching a way bigger audience. So yeah, we're definitely going global with this one. And the kind of that is, I think it's Sanjay sir's offering to the world from India, and nothing of this scale or this magnitude has been done ever from Indian makers. And this is definitely something that we want. We wouldn't have got that big an audience if it was a theatrical release, right? And
Yes,
we wouldn't
absolutely.
have, Sanjay sir wouldn't have been able to flesh a character the way that he has. Hence, it's a series. And the fact that we're reaching out to a huge audience, a way bigger audience, is, just the best part about it.
No, and again, like I said, I think in 2024, it doesn't matter the platform. What matters is the storyline, the cast, and the delivery. And I think, the star cast, Sanjay ji, in itself is the best ingredients possible. So super excited about this one. Sharmin ji, it's so nice to have you join us. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am very well, thank you. So you've jumped from being, Sanjay ji's niece to then becoming his assistant director on very female-centric films like Ram Leela, Mary Com, Gangubai, Bajirao Mastani. So it's been a very feminist journey for you. Has that been purposely done, or is that just worked out in itself?
I mean, I think Sanjay sir, like you spoke about earlier, has a immense amount of understanding and respect for women characters. And I think that shows in all his films. Like, even if you look at a two-hero film like Padmavat, it's still called Padmavat. And his strongest characters are his female characters, regardless of which film it is. And I'm still his niece. But it worked out. It's worked out in a way where I think every time I see Sanjay sir portray women with such complexity and so many layers and so much understanding, and it makes me respect him so much more and his craft so much more. The way he tells his stories, not just women, even his male characters, but just Sanjay Leela Bhansali as a whole for me in my life. Sanjay sir has garnered a lot of respect from me in every aspect. Like, just by being himself, whether it's talking about women, whether it's me watching his movies, whether it's me assisting him, whether it's me acting in his movies. I think each one of those things demanded from me, and not demanded from me, but just brought out of me a different kind of respect for the man. And there was, I say this before, I was 18 years old and I was watching Devdas as an adult,
Yeah.
mature-ish adult.
Almost.
When I understood the value of Sanjay Leela Bhansali, and then I think at that moment, I think I just thanked God for making him my mama. I think I just feel privileged to be able to say that. And I watched his Architectural Digest interview recently. It's just a 3-minute snippet about him talking about art and what it means to him and artists. And I think I cried because I was like, it's a privilege to hear this man speak, and I get it on a daily basis. Like, I can pick up the phone and call him when I want to call him, which I can't say that about most people. So I feel very honored and privileged to be able to learn from him, and to be able.
I'm definitely envious that you have the ability to do that.
And I wouldn't misuse that ability. Like, I did ask him if I could audition for this role, and he said, yeah, audition. And then he made me audition 17 times. But even after auditioning 17 times, if he said, no, this role isn't for you, I wouldn't take it badly at all, because who am I to disrespect and undermine what Sanjay Leela Bhansali has achieved in his life? What it took my mama for me to understand my mama is Sanjay Leela Bhansali. And I'm nobody to take that away from him. He's earned it in his life, and from where to where he's come, I don't know. I don't think a lot of people end up doing that in one lifetime.
No, and definitely, I think I agree with the fact that it's a legacy that he's built. And because I have had the honor, and I call it an honor because he is my dream director, and to share a room with him for almost 30 minutes, and he actually said at the end of the interview, he said, Radiowalli, मैंने जिंदगी में इतना बड़ा लंबा interview कभी नहीं दिया है, but it was so nice sitting here with you. And I was like, so this is probably one of the most honorable moments of my life. So I can completely relate when you talk about that emotional connect that Sanjay, and he has that impact. But and I'm sure that you've probably had this conversation as well, but the nepotism that you may have faced about being his niece and the advantages of that. How have you managed to emotionally look after your well-being and your mental health? Because I can imagine the impact that has had.
Thank you for using nepotism as something to face and not something that you are. It's quite like people use it as to describe people, and I just feel like that's very like objectifying. But I think it did used to bother me quite a bit earlier on. But then I keep reminding myself how much I learned from it. And in my life, again, mental health is very important to me. One thing that I actually like actively think about when I think about mental health is being able to understand one of my philosophies is being able to understand what you're gaining out of a situation and what you're losing from a situation by reacting in different ways. And this I've learned throughout being a very reactive person. So I put things into perspective like that. And even if someone's saying something negative, am I going to gain something by imbibing and understanding what they're saying? Am I going to take some learning away from what they're saying? Are they saying something that makes sense, or is it just fluff, which would only hold me back at the end of the day? And I think that's not something you can be taught. That only comes with experiencing it and then eventually gaining some kind of maturity.
Thank you so much for all the insight, and thank you for sharing with us. It's no secret, that you have an amazing fan base right here in London, in the UK as well. And, we have radio stations in London, and we've just launched in Greater Manchester. So you have a huge fan base here, ladies. Any final words for your listeners on Lyca Radio and Lyca Radio Gold and Lyca Radio Greater Manchester?
Watch Heera Mandi on Netflix on the 1st of May.
Other than that, because I'll be saying that all over every single show that I do. So
well, binge watch all 8 episodes at one time, so that you feel the angst and the graphs of each character.
Also, we love you, and a lot of our journeys have a lot to do with you. So thank you for your love.
Thank you. Back. And Sonakshi ji, any words from you? And you're still on mute, by the way. Aapki awaaz nahi aa rahi hai.
Trust me to do something like that. No, so I just want to thank them for all the constant love and support I've been getting for the last 14 years. And this is a huge one for all of us. And I would love it if they binge watched it on the 1st of May onwards on Netflix, of course. And yeah, I think it's going to be amazing. And this is our gift to you guys for all the love that you've been showing us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies. Lots and lots of love. Wishing you all the best for this amazing launch. And I will certainly be binge watching. So thank you again for the time. And no need to say good luck, but I'll say anyway. And thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, I'm going to